everybody, and welcome to another edition of Here in Mullins. I guess we are socially distanced. It may not look so on camera, but just for the record, we are not wearing a mask. Not gonna do it. Where's yours?
I'm not wearing one out and about, but I will have to get one to make eye appointment. That is a requirement. So make sure you do follow the rules. If you're going somewhere that they require it,
you can't
got to wear it.
I have several just in case you're somewhere you feel like you need to have it on.
Well, this is supposed to be a short intro, and we're going to make it a short intro. But I started it, so folks, welcome to another edition of Here in Mullins, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You're watching Hometown TV, Channel 8.
Well, Michelle?
Yes.
I guess we're back for another edition of Here in Mullins. It seems like it's been forever since we've been here.
I know, it seems like it's been ages, but I'm glad that we're back and glad that we can do the show again.
And we're still here.
Not close, but I can still see you and talk to you.
Yeah, we and we have with us today, of course, Michelle is our executive director here at the chamber, and Michelle Rogers, and we're very proud to be here to talk about some of the things that are happening and going to happen and won't happen, but it's just good to be here. And of course, we've got Rhonda Bain, who is our curator at the South Carolina Tobacco Museum. And if you haven't seen her handiwork, gosh knows, please make it a plan and make special arrangements to come look at what she has done at that museum. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And before we get into the meat of today's program, I just want to say, and I think I speak for everybody here, I speak for the city council members, we've been through a tough ordeal. We are going through a tough ordeal, and we have more to come. I won't get into the politicalization of it, and it's just a time to follow good social practices. It's really sad that we can't shake hands and hug necks like we Southerners do and love to do, but it's just a different environment, a different world we're in right now. But I thank all of you for adhering to the rules for the most part. We've had very little problems here in Mullins. I've been asked numerous times why we didn't instill a curfew is simply because we didn't need to. The people here in Mullins have behaved well. They've stayed hunkered down, and I'm very proud of our citizens. But I'm also acutely aware and concerned about our businesses. More importantly, we have to worry about our businesses. Folks, there's some people that won't make it back from this. The national news says that 1 out of every 5 restaurants will close after this period, and that's frightening. So what we're going to do, especially Michelle and I, from the city's point of perspective and the chamber's point, we're going to urge you to don't rush this, but when you're ready to come out, you're ready to test the waters. Let's come out and celebrate. Let's come out and shop. Let's test the waters right here at home, because our independent merchants deserve it. Bottom line is that when we have events, we need to raise funds. We come to the hometown merchants and we ask them for help. We go to our banks, we go to our citizens, our independent businesses, and even some private citizens. And I don't mean anything disparaging about it, but the big box stores, we don't have them to pony up and help us make it through the year. So when you think about doing anything, you think about spending any money, you think about going out to eat, let's do it here locally. Let's do it with our hometown folks, because if we don't, there's a good chance that some of them won't make it. I have a business. My business is off 50% right now, and that's tough. So through no fault of yours, through no fault of mine, it's just the times that we're living in. So let's think Mullins, let's think shopping in Mullins, and let's make it happen when and if the time is right for you. Now, I'll pass it to you, Michelle.
Well, I just want to touch on that too. You know, even if you don't feel comfortable going out and shopping right now, you can call any one of our stores. They have gift cards. You know, you can start stockpiling those so that when you are ready to go out, you can use those then. Give them as gifts to your neighbors and friends that you want to reach out to that you aren't able to, meet face to face. You can send them through the mail. And like Bo said, when you get the chance, do opt for local options before you go to the big box and the chain stores. You know, they have billions and billions of dollars to rely on and measures put in place for things like this that small businesses aren't always able to put aside that much money when things like this were to happen. And, this is something that has touched us personally in our own lives, families. I don't know anybody that this hasn't had some kind of adverse problems for, whether it's my parents or my child not being in his traditional school setting, hospitals, our businesses. So this is something that has really taken us by surprise, but we're looking forward to reopening. And just keep in mind, when you are going through a drive-through right now, instead of sitting down, you still need to tip that person at the window. Help these waitresses and these businesses. And we are here in Mullins and Marion. Williamson's Printing has come up with an idea to do a T-shirt fundraiser. I wanted to give a plug for that. It'll probably go live this week. Our local businesses are able to give Williamson Printing their logos, and there will be an online store where you can go online and look up your favorite business in town, purchase a T-shirt for $20, and half of the proceeds will go back to that business. So if Bo wanted to put T-shirts online and you wanted to purchase a shirt from his car wash, he would get $10 out of 20 back at his business for that. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure that you have friended us on Facebook with our Mullins Chamber Facebook page. We'll be taking it live through that, and just be on the lookout for that. I think it's going to be a great way to show your support for local businesses and for us to be able to give back to the businesses that need that extra little infusion of cash just to maybe pay their rent or their light bill for these months that they've been without.
Exactly. This is going to be a most unusual show because we're in unusual settings and in unusual times. And you cued a thought, and I had planned to mention it anyway when you said schools. I think it would be remiss of all of us if we didn't talk a minute about our 2020 graduates. I don't think we fully understand how the students must feel. They've had their lives literally taken away from them through no fault of their own. And I think today is a good day to start it. And I think for the rest of this month, until graduation does occur, that we do everything we can to make our graduates feel very special. I think back many times upon my graduations and how I look forward to them, and it was actually, whether you realize it at the time or not, it's the highlight of your life. And these kids of all levels of education have striven to get to this point, and they have had to give up junior, senior proms. They've had to give up their trips to the senior trips to the beach. They've had to give up all social interaction between one another. And until just recently, when the school boards and the schools got together and decided they were going to have a graduation for them, they were not even sure whether that was going to occur. And it certainly won't be like it has been in the past. They're going to have real strict guidelines. They'll have just two invitees per student. And as I said, through no fault of their own, their lives have been thrown into a completely different situation. I was going to say chaotic, but maybe not quite that drastic. But let's think about these I want to urge you to let's think about these young people. And it doesn't matter where it's a high school graduation, college graduation, kindergarten graduation, or middle school.
Right.
Let's celebrate all 2020 graduates. And when you have a moment, you may want to go on social media and say just that. Congratulations to all 2020 graduates. I know that in the city of Mullins' case, with the help of Anderson Brothers Bank, we've got a big banner that's on the fence over here, but it's going to be hung over Main Street for the balance of the month of May and into the first part of June that will say simply that. Congratulations, all 2020 graduates. And I think on behalf of the council and all the citizens of Mullins and here at the chamber, and I think that it's only fair and it's only right that we say enjoy this special time in your lives. It may not be what you want it to be, but you have our support, our backing, our congratulations, and more especially, you have our love.
You're watching Hometown TV, Channel 8.
Well, I don't know of anything I can do from here on out, but we do have some things to talk about. We do have some things scheduled, so I'm going to throw it over to you and let you kind of finish up, and then we'll let Rhonda have her museum minute, which will turn into museum minutes, and we'll do a goodbye and we'll do a wrap.
Okay, well, like everybody, we've had to reassess and reevaluate everything here at the chamber during this time, and we had to come to a sad conclusion to cancel our Les Cruz main event in the traditional sense. Now, I'm not going to say that we won't try to pull something together and when it's safe for everybody to be together, or come up with an idea to bring everybody together, you know, with the new guidelines and things like that. So just like I said, make sure that you are checking our website and checking our Facebook page to see the updates. And we did have to cancel our golf tournament as well. So, you know, but we'll figure out other things, and we'll make sure that we're all able to come back together as a community at some point in time and have fun and celebrate our great city.
We have to, because I'm going to tell you, people are clamoring to do something, and when we finally do it, it's going to be a throwdown.
It is, and it's going to be great for everybody just to be able to get out.
Yep.
One other thing I do want to remind everybody is, you know, it is an election year. We did miss the primaries, or the election for the school board, I think it was. Bo, do you know? It's been rescheduled for July 14th. That is for districts 2, 6, and 7. So if you were wondering about that, the Board of Education has been rescheduled for July 14th.
And then we'll have the primaries
June primaries, right, June the 9th. Now, absentee voting is started on May the 4th. Today is the 12th. So it's already started, and it'll go through June the 8th. So if you are not comfortable going to your polling destination, you need to head out to the voters registration office or call out there and see what you need to do to be able to get your absentee ballot, and make sure that you get that turned in on time. Every vote matters. We've got lots of, during the June primary, we are looking at Senate District 30, House of Representative Districts 57 and 61, County Council Districts. There's County Council 1, 2, 4, and 6. Clerk of Court, Coroner, Probate Judge, and Sheriff. So make sure that this is the Democratic, am I correct? Primary. So make sure that you are aware of that, and you know, if you don't think that you are in a position where you want to get your parents out at the polling precincts, then do help them get their absentee ballots and get those in. This is very important. One other thing I want to stress is the census. I think in South Carolina and some of our counties, is at like 30% that have been turned in. Yeah. This is very important. This is how our schools get funding. This is how our cities get infrastructure funding. These numbers count. So it took me 5 minutes to go online and complete census while I was working from home during the coronavirus.
Very
So if you don't have a computer, they sent the ballot in the mail. So please fill that out and send it in, because it is important for us to get that funding for our county. But do you have anything to add to that?
No, it is. It's congressional districts are figured that way, and it's just so in a sense it is not Big Brother trying to keep up with us. It's been done since the 1700s, and it's vitally important that we as Americans do that. It's a simple act. It's once every 10 years. And we need to do it, and we need to make it a priority.
Right, absolutely. So please, we urge all of our citizens in the whole county, please get that done, because it does make a difference. And I think other than that, I'm good right now. I just want to thank everybody that has been out. Main Street is not hopping like it usually is, but we do have lots of people that are getting takeout from our local restaurants. We've had curbside shopping. We've had some businesses that offered private, if a family wanted to go in and have a little private shopping session, they've allowed that.
Or they'll come to your car.
They come right to your car.
And I think it's really important that we stress this, because I've heard so many conversations about the shaggy dog appearance, and they don't know what it'd be like to get a haircut. The beauty shops, the salons, the nail salons, personal grooming will open next Monday.
And I'll be
the 18th, Monday the 18th, and restaurants are opening, and they will be able to seat a limited amount of people, starting today actually, or yesterday.
Yesterday.
And I don't know who will be open, who won't, but there are plenty of them that are still doing takeout. Please patronize our local restaurants. If you don't, we may not have them.
I went to this sandwich shop today, and they are, they're back ready to seat and everything. So that was, nice bit of normal.
So you said you don't have a whole lot.
I don't have a whole lot either, which is weird, because I can take nothing and stretch it into 5 minutes. But the museum has been closed, like everyone else. We had to close down for the pandemic. We took that opportunity to actually go through. So if you've seen our Facebook page, you've seen a lot of historic photos and things like that. I did not know that we had a great liquor store fire until last week, but that picture's up there, and I've got a lot of positive comments about
It wasn't a fire, it was blown up. It was right over here on Park Street. It was McCall's liquor store.
Skinny McCall was what was on the back of the
That's exactly what it was.
This cannot be right. I said, maybe somebody. So we're putting things like that out on our Facebook page and Instagram. We're scanning all of the historical documents, and before we were just scanning them as we could, because we're busy with tours and things like that. So we had about 480 scanned before the pandemic. We now have over 1,200 scanned. So we've been making use of our time. We had just finished a renovation on the media room, and now we're doing just a minor facelift on the Mullins room, just kind of rearranging some photographs so that it works in sequence. So that will be available when we open back up, and we are going through and establishing how we can safely open. So that's kind of it. It's a lot of busy work, but we're still really excited.
Yeah.
One thing I think that we have all learned in the last 2 months is that I think we've found that we have more patience than we thought we did. I think that we've learned
But please, let me tell you, don't get in line behind my mama at the grocery store, because she will kindly turn around and tell you where your ex is that you're supposed to be standing on. Oh, good for her.
Mom, you heard that.
Mamas know everything.
I was thinking we had learned a lot about ourselves and about patience, but maybe not.
Maybe she learned she didn't have any.
Some are still learning.
But we have also learned a little bit about our houses of worship.
Yes.
We've learned that a lot of people have realized that how much they need worship in their lives, and they've learned to tune in, not just one church, but several. But I think more than anything else, I think that we as a people have learned that somewhere down the line we're going to be kinder and gentler to one another. I know there have been some wonderful acts of kindness that I've heard, and some of them just really touch my heart. And we've lost some good people in the last few weeks, and to their families we send condolences. Don't mean to close this show on a sour note or a sorrowful note. It's a fact of life, but you know what the real truth is? The three of us were here 2 months ago. The three of us are here today. There's a lot to be said for that, and there's so many things for we as a people to be thankful for. And I'm thankful to be here, and I'm very thankful to be mayor of this wonderful city, and I'm very thankful that I can hopefully come back and be a part of this next month. So for all of you, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being part of our lives. And we'll be right back in 1 month.